11 plus problem of the week, week 6. Let's look at this week's question. So, a square and equilateral triangle have the same perimeter. The area of the square is 36 centimetres squared. Work out the length of one of the sides of the equilateral triangle. Okay, so thinking about what we know already. Well, we know that there is a square and an equilateral triangle. So first things first, we want to draw a square and an equilateral triangle. So here's our square and our equilateral triangle, and we want to write on any information we know. Well, it tells us here that the area of the square is 36 centimetres squared. So the area of this square is 36 centimetres squared. What the question is asking me is to find out the length of one of the sides of the equilateral triangle. So I need to work out one of these lengths here. So if I know that the area of this square is 36, I've got to think of a number that when I times it by itself is 36, because I know that when I work out the area of a square, it's going to be this side times by this side, the length times the width. But because it's a square, both of those numbers need to be the same. So what times what is 36? Well, I know that that's 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. So that tells me that one of the sides of this square is 6 centimetres. Now, I need to return to the question again because I need to remind myself of what I know. And I know that the square and the equilateral triangle have the same perimeter. So that means that the perimeter of the square and the perimeter of the triangle are the same. Well, at the moment, I've got my square here and I know that one of the sides is 6. So the perimeter must be all the way around the outside. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. That's 4 lots of 6. And that is 24 centimetres. So the perimeter of the square is 24 centimetres. Well, I know that the perimeter of the equilateral triangle is the same, so that means that the perimeter of my equilateral triangle is also 24 centimetres. So what do we know about equilateral triangles? Well, we know that equilateral means the same, so that means that all the sides of the triangle are the same. So if the perimeter is 24, to work out one of the sides, I just need to do 24 divided by 3, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. So that tells me that one of the sides of this equilateral triangle is 8, and that was my question. My question was work out the length of one of the sides. So my final answer is 8 centimetres. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and have a try at this question that's similar from the one we've been through together. So have a go, use the techniques that I showed you before, and then we'll go through the answers. Let's go through the answers. So first of all, make sure you've read the question carefully, highlighted the important information and written down anything that will help you. So a square and regular pentagon. So let's give ourselves a square and regular pentagon first. And the question tells us that they have the same perimeter. Now the area of the square is 25 centimetres squared. So the area in here, 25 centimetres squared. Well, let's think. So if the area of that is 25, that means that one side times the other side must give me 25. So I'm looking for a number. Something times something is 25. Well, it's a square, so it's going to be a square number. So I'm looking for a number that times by itself to make 25, and that is 5. So that tells me that one of the sides of my square is 5 centimetres. Now, the question tells me that the square and the pentagon both have the same perimeter. Well, on my square here, if one of the sides is 5, then the next side will be 5, the next side will be 5, and the final side will be 5. So I've got 4 lots of 5, so that means that the perimeter of the square is going to be 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Now I know that the pentagon has the same perimeter, So the perimeter of the pentagon is 20. So that means this plus this plus this plus this plus this. Well, there are 5 sides to a pentagon. So to work out one side, I'm going to do 20 divided by 5, which is 4. So that means that one of the sides of my pentagon is 4, and that is what the question asked me. Work out the length of one of the sides of the pentagon. So my final answer is 4 centimetres. How did you do? If you made a mistake, have a look back, rewind the video and see if you can see where you've gone wrong. If you're feeling confident, download the worksheet and have a go at some more examples. Well done.